What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, coming at you with another video today about Dogecoin. We're going to talk about Dogecoin. I was going to include like all these videos I've made today in one video, but I figured why not make 3 of them. More videos, maybe I'll get more views, and they won't be as long, so it won't scare people away with a long 1-hour video. I'm on Bitcoin right now, but let's look at Dogecoin. Doge, USD. And I'm going to use the Bittrex chart because they have the most historical data for Doge that I've been able to find. So that's what we're going for. Yeah, sit back and enjoy the show. No, I want to say that I think I've been wrong on Dogecoin. If you know me, if you've been following my channel for a little bit here, you know that I really do like Dogecoin. It's probably the only crypto that I'm very obsessed about. I definitely do like Dogecoin. But I am bearish on it. I definitely am bearish on it. And what I'm saying whenever I say that I was wrong on Dogecoin is I think I was wrong in assuming that the low for Dogecoin would be around here, around there. I don't think it'll be around 3 cents. I don't think that it'll be around, like 4 or 3.5 cents. I don't think it'll be around here. I actually think it's going to be closer to this line here. Closer to this one here. I'm going to make that line white, which is just below 2 cents. I don't think that the low will be below 2 cents. I don't think that if it went this low that it would stop there. It could even go a little bit lower. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. I wouldn't be surprised if Doge went below 2 cents. But before I was kind of expecting more of a low around 3 to 4 cents, somewhere in that range. Now I'm expecting a low that is definitely below 3 cents for Dogecoin, and potentially even below 2 cents, potentially. And the reason for that is, I've looking at Bitcoin and my expectations for Bitcoin. If let's go back. Let's just go back and look at it for right now. So right now Bitcoin's at 26,972, whatever. I do expect Bitcoin to have a drop from here that's at least from the current price, that's at least going to be 44%, okay? And if Bitcoin drops 44%, I think Doge is going to drop 44%, right? In fact, I think it's going to drop more. 44% drop for Doge right now would put it below, come on now, mouse, 44.2, there we go. That would put it below 4 cents, which is in that original range that I was thinking that Doge would go to. If we drop fibs on it and everything, let's just see. From bottom here to high, that's just above this 1272. The 1272 is 3.5 cents. That kind of makes sense. But the 1618 is at 2.3 cents, and I genuinely think that we could go there. The 786, the 1886, they're all around this little white line here, and we could have a deep extension just like that. For example, the last major fib extension that we had from top to low, whenever we extended, we topped at the 2272. So hell yeah, we could go to the 1886 where we found support for months. Hell yeah, we could go to the 1618, or the 1786. That's completely possible. And those, by the way, again, are all the 786 and the 886, even the 2272, which is possible. I'm not gonna lie. Even a price as low as about 1 cent, that's even possible too. I wouldn't expect that, but crypto doesn't care what your expectations are, man. And here's the deal: Bitcoin drops 44%. This is where Doge would be at 44%. It'd be just under 4 cents. And I think that if Bitcoin drops 44%, Doge is going to drop a lot more. It's going to drop a lot more. It could drop double. It could. It could drop 80%. That's possible. I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to drop twice as much as Bitcoin. But could it drop 70%? Could it drop 66% on a 44% Bitcoin dump? I think it could. I really think it could. And for this, to kind of get a better understanding, we look at Doge BTC. We look at that chart. Coinbase, Bittrex. Bittrex has more all-time data. Yeah. This doesn't look good. It looks, it's like a lower high. We've yet to have our lower low. The next lower low, if we took a fib here, at a minimum, And by the way, we broke this 618 with conviction. We tested it, back tested it as resistance. We are definitely going to get an extension on this. Doge is going to lose. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros and a 2. 5 zeros and a 264. If we went down to 0.156, that's like a 40% drop in Doge's valuation to Bitcoin right now. So if it lost 40% of its ass versus Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dropped 44% itself, that means Doge would definitely drop more than 40%. It would drop, I don't know what the math to that would be. Would it be 40% more than 44%? Is that how it would work? I honestly don't know how the math would be on that. I'm not going to try to. I don't want to hurt my brain while I'm on stream here. I'm not even streaming. This is not a stream. But anyways, from bottom to top, I wonder what this fib looks like. We're doing this together. I actually haven't looked at this chart already, so this is like we're just kind of exploring right now together. You know, found support on the 382, came back up. Now it looks like we want to come to the 382 again. I doubt we find support on it this time. And with that, I would expect a 618 drop, and that is dramatic, man. That is a greater than 50% drop. Doge would lose half its valuation against Bitcoin at that rate. And I think that's completely possible. This is an area of, you know, it might even go to the 0.5. That's still about a half of a percent. It's about a 50% drop in valuation to Bitcoin. This is Doge versus Bitcoin, not versus the dollar. So Bitcoin could go up, Doge could go up, and this could still go down. It's not about the price. This is about its value. How we compare the value to dollars, this is just the value to Bitcoin. That's all it is. And right now, it doesn't look good. Right now, it really doesn't look good. It looks like it wants to go lower. We've got lower lows in price here. We've got lower lows in the RSI, lower highs. It is below the 50. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to the oversold zone or at least bounced off it like we did before. Yeah, and all this means, the reason I'm pulling this up is that when Bitcoin drops 40% from its current price, Doge will likely drop more than 40% from its current price. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like 66% or greater. And all that suffice to say to be that Dogecoin will likely have a bottom, likely, below 3 cents, below 2.5 cents even. And has a likelihood, even a possibility of going below 2 cents. It could even go down to 1 cent. It could go below 2 cents or go below 1 cent. You know, nothing says that it can't. If we're to look at how it behaved in its previous bear cycle, you know, this is its first all-time high. We don't have a lot to go off of, but this is how we do it, right? Its previous bear low right here was well below the closing point here, right? Like if we took this low point here, it's below this. So if we did the same thing, you know, if we were below this right here, maybe we're right there, that is 82% of a penny. It's 82% of a penny. It could go that low. It really could. It genuinely could. You know, from all-time high here to the low, that was a 92% drop. This is going to be a bigger drop, guys, because I think we've already had a 92% drop. Let's see, from top, I mean, yeah, you know, that was a 93% drop. And I think it's not over. And seeing a 98, a 99% drop, that is not out of the question, especially with the tremendous, like, 100, 200, 300x. I mean, how big of a pump was this, man? I forget. From bottom to top, that was a 550x, basically. Yeah, oh yeah, it could drop 90%, 99%. It definitely could. It definitely could. And still be in a position to generate a higher low overall, right? We are in this upward trending kind of thing for Dogecoin. It just moves very sideways, and then it moves up very fast. And then it moves very sideways for a long time, and then it moves up very fast. And here we are, just kind of moving sideways, pattering along, you know, going down. And having an extreme drop, don't get me wrong, anything above 90% is a extreme drop for sure. But if we went to like 2.5, or it was like 2.3 cents, right? That'd be a 96% drop right above all-time highs from the previous cycle. That's totally, in my opinion, that's totally to be expected. That could totally happen. That has a good chance of happening. That's right at the 618, the 1618, you know, like there's a lot of things that point to this down here. And I do wonder if this fib from bottom to top tells us anything. I mean, you know, I was thinking that we might hold this 0.5 as support and then get a really bullish bounce off it. But if we break this, and we went to the 6, I mean, if we break the 0.5, the only place to find support, to hope that we find support, is the 618. And that's at 1.5 cents. By the way, I mean, I guess it's not really anywhere here, but it is below the 1886. You don't have to, you don't have to tip this line exactly, or you don't have to close this line. You could, just like this, we're holding the 382 as support. Yes, we tipped to the 236 here, but we held this 382 as support. We still went below it by a good bit. We still went like 24% below it, at least 20% below it. So like you can hold this line and still go lower. You can find this 1886 here, this white line. You can find that as support, tip the 618, and then close at the 1886. All these lines are still valid even if they don't match up exactly. I would be surprised if we went below this line. It wouldn't surprise me if we went to this line, but I would be surprised if we went down to the 786. That would be a bit extreme to me. Still a higher low, still in the form of higher highs and higher lows. But I'm definitely bearish on Dogecoin. I'm bearish on all crypto. And the reason I'm talking about Dogecoin and its bottom is because this is one of the coins that I plan on buying whenever it is at a low. If we look at the previous cycle high to low, or the very first cycle high to low, we broke through the 618, just barely tipped right at it, just barely broke through it, definitely broke through the 1272. If we were to move this up to the next cycle here, right here at the all-time high, the current all-time, or the previous all-time high to the previous low, we definitely broke through the 618, definitely broke through the 1272. We even went up to the 2272, which was spectacular. That was, it's a spectacular extension. So the reason I'm obsessed, or not obsessed, but the reason why I want to identify this bottom is if the bottom was here, and this bottom at 4.9 cents, if that's where it was, that was the current bottom. The 1272 is at $1.50. The 1618 is just below $4. These numbers, as this line moves down, those numbers only get bigger. So seeing a low like this only implies bigger upside, in my opinion. A bigger minimum upside to expect, because the minimum is the 1272. That's the minimum. So if we go to the previous all-time high, the 1272 is at $2. If we go to around where I'm thinking about buying, which is probably around 2.5 cents, we'll probably go a little bit lower than that. We'll go like to 2.3 something cents, right? The 1272 is at $1.80. By the way, if you were to buy it at current prices, not even prices that are that low, if you were to buy it at current prices, you were going to see that's a 25x, 26x right there. Just from buying it at current prices. If it went as low as I'm thinking, that would be a 78x. And this is at the minimum. This is again at the minimum. This is at $1.80. I do expect Doge to go higher. And every time before it's broken, it's 618. So why couldn't it do it now? Why couldn't it barely broke it here? It shattered it here. Why couldn't it go through there now? Or at least the 1414, which is at $3. By the way, you're now at 130x. You took $1,000 and turned it into 130 grand with a move like that. If you bought down here, even if you didn't buy down here and you bought a little bit above the low, that's still 100x right there. And again, this would be if for the first time in Doge's history, which out of 1, 2, 3 iterations is not a lot to go off of. I wonder. I don't know. This one probably doesn't have anything. Let's just see though. Not really anything. To me, it's not out of the question that we at least hit the 1272. But I'm not going to know where these lines are until that's my daughter. My daughter and my family, they're being silly right now. But I love it. I love it. They're being good. So one point, if we went below 2 cents right here to this previous all-time high, these lines just get higher and higher, man. And as sad as it is to say, because I love Dogecoin, I would love to see it drop below 1 cent. I would love to see it drop below 1 cent, because if it went below 1 cent, if it got a drop that went all the way down to the closing high right here, the 1272 would be at $2.40. And I don't expect, if we went this low, I don't expect it to go to $11. No. The highest, if I had like a pie in the sky high idea for Dogecoin, it would be around $5, maybe $7 at the most. But right now I'm more thinking that it's going to be closer to $3, somewhere above $3 for sure, and below $4. That's what I'm expecting that's where I'm expecting the next high to be. But the lower this goes, the more bullish things are, the more bullish the minimum will be. And that's what I'm really excited for, because if that's the minimum and you were to buy here and you sat through this whole dump that's about to come, then even if you bought here, you're still getting a 32x, which is phenomenal. $1,000 becomes $32,000. You just made your salary, covered rent for the year at least. it's still phenomenal even from this point. But if you bought it, if you happen to be lucky and you buy it below 3 cents, maybe around 2.5 cents right here, the minimum is now 100x basically. You know, so that's why I as much as I love Dogecoin, I'd really love it to dump a lot. And I do think that it is going to. I don't know if it goes quite that low. I don't even know if we see the previous all-time high. The main point of this video is to say that I know I've been talking about Dogecoin for a while now, probably almost like at least a half year on this channel, and I've been talking about the low being around 3 to 4 cents in that range. I think now that the low will be below 2.5 cents, with the potential of below 1 cent even. But at the moment, because I don't know exactly where it's going to be, we'll look when we get there. I'll keep you informed to the best of my ability. But at the moment, I firmly believe, especially because if Bitcoin was to drop 44% from here and Dogecoin's going to lose half its valuation, a 64% drop would bring it at 2.5 cents. I do think that we're due for something like this, greater than from current prices, a greater than 60% drop, and that would bring us definitely below 3 cents. So if you're watching, if you like Dogecoin, you want to buy Dogecoin, if you've bought Dogecoin already, you know, stick to your own game plan, do your thing. Of course, if this video changed your mind at all, like, cool, whatever, you know, you're doing your own research and finding things from other people's perspectives for a reason. Don't just disregard what I'm saying, but don't take it all to heart either. You know, like, I don't know the future. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've been right before. I'll be right again. But this is not financial advice. This is just an idea. This is one man's opinion. And if you're in Dogecoin, if you're holding it right now and you're going to Dogecoin to the moon, you're holding it till it's worth $10, keep holding it. You know, if it drops, if you really mean that, then if it drops from 7 cents all the way below 1 cent, keep holding it. Just keep holding it, because if anything, buy more. Because going down here is not a bad thing. This is a previous area of resistance. This would actually be a really good time to buy. If it went even lower than that, if it went lower than anything that I've been talking about on here and it went to half a cent, these are previous areas of resistance and that we'd be confirming as support. It's a very good time to buy. Basically what I'm getting at is if you're in Dogecoin now and you're in it for the long term, and my discussion here hasn't swayed you on selling at all, which it shouldn't sway you because it's not advice, but it's just an opinion. But if you haven't bit the same carrot that I'm biting right now, then just hold your Dogecoin if and when it drops. If it doesn't drop, cool. If you know, I was wrong. You're making money. It's a good thing you didn't sell. But if it does drop, don't forget your game plan, right? You're holding it for the long term. Hold it for the long term. If you're in it for a trade, if you're in it for the short term, I would get the hell out, man. That's just my opinion. Lower highs. We've got lower low. We don't have our next low to come in yet, but it is coming. We've been in this range that we haven't been able to break out of since basically a year ago. So yeah, that's just my opinion, man. Bearish on Dogecoin, bearish on most crypto. I am C-Zar the bear. Hear me roar. Below the 50 here, just it really doesn't look good. You know, some proper TA. Let's do some proper TA real quick. We are below the 50 on this as well, and you know, let's see Doge USD on a different chart. Maybe Binance. There's not as much info. I guess there is. Okay, cool. You know, yeah, still below everything. We are below the 50 and below this. Yeah, this doesn't look good, man. And the reason it doesn't look good is because this purple line the whole time has been in a bullish posturing. But now that we have the 123 RSI below the 50 and prices below this 50, it's a matter of time before this starts to curve down. And I don't think we will see the bottom until it curves down. And when it curves down, it's going to be bad. We're going to see some bad price action happen. You know, like for example here, you know, we were uptrended firmly in the bear market, but still uptrending, and then only finally when we started to turn down were we around the area of the bottom. And that doesn't look bad, right? But from top to low, that was a 69% drop. So when I say bad, I mean it looks small. It could be a 69% drop for sure. It could be bigger. It could be just a little smaller, but definitely greater than a 44% drop. If we do expect Dogecoin to lose its valuation against Bitcoin, which I do think it is going to, looking at this chart, Dogecoin versus Bitcoin, bearish, very bearish. I think it at least wants to come down here, which would be from current areas of valuation, that would be about a 62, like a 50 to a 60. Let's see. Yeah, 52% to a 65% loss against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops 44%, Dogecoin will only drop more. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So beware, beware. If you've noticed that my charts have different prices for Dogecoin, that's because, you know, I've used a few different charts. They all have different prices. Doge is not the most traded asset out there, though it is like the top 10. Let's see, Coin, Gecko, you know, I'm pretty sure it's been in the top 10 for a while now. It's number 9 right there. And for being an OG coin that's never been hacked and maintaining status in the top 20, let alone the top 100, but the top 10, I have complete confidence in Doge, man. I have complete confidence that Doge is going to be a top 5 coin in this coming market cycle. But for now, I am bearish on it. I'm definitely bearish on it. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So if you like the video, if you like the content, like and subscribe. You'll see more of it. You'll be more informed, you know, with what I'm thinking. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's at ChrisHarris85. I feel like I'm a bit of a dick on here, so I mean, not to people who talk to me, but just like, you know, if you want to read my tweets and replies and stuff, I'm a little more crass. I don't know, or just serious. You know, what year do you think Doge will eventually hit $1? And I said someone in 2024. I meant somewhere in 2024, likely the latter half. I do think that that's true. I do think that somewhere in the later half of 2024 is when we'll see $1. Perfect time to end my video because there is some noise outside. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now, and adios.